Hey y'all, welcome to AllieCat Customs. Today, I'm taking y'all on a little bit of a walkabout. I'm gonna show y'all some forgotten projects and some barn finds, or hang on, are they barn finds if I know that they're in the barn, but they're still collecting dust? I don't know. Let's see, we'll discuss that in the comments, I guess. So yeah, there's some forgotten projects in here, and let's go for a little walkabout and check them out. All right, y'all. So I'm actually out here in the shop cleaning up. I got a new project coming in, so I got to get this shop all cleaned up because once it gets in here, I'm gonna have truck parts strewn all over the shop. So I want to get it all cleaned up so I can actually see what I'm doing and working on stuff. But I've kind of run out of energy and desire to clean stuff up right now. So figured I'd take y'all along to out to the pole barn. I want to show y'all some future projects and some forgotten projects that we have over there, and show y'all a few things while I'm out here messing around. So let's go for a little bit of a walkabout. So pole barn's right over here, but sun's in the way. I know y'all seen that old Dodge right there. It's a good friend of mine, Sinclair's truck, and it has a the slant six in it and a 3-speed. And apparently Sinclair is the only person I know of in the world that can sling a rod in multiple slant sixes. I always thought the old leaning tower of power was actually a pretty bulletproof engine, but just on a let Sinclair have one apparently. But yeah, he's going to do eventually. We're going to take that truck and do some work to it. He's got 2 boys that's coming up in age, and he wants to do some work to that, put a V8 in it and a stick shift so they can learn how to drive a stick shift and stuff like that. So it'll be a pretty fun project when we get to it. Just another one of those things. So as you can see, in some very early videos of my channel, I did a little work to my dad's Jeep. So I'm gonna set the camera down and talk about it. All right, so yeah, y'all seen this Jeep before. It's my mom and dad's Jeep, and my mom loves the Jeep. She calls it her Jeep, so we'll go with that and call it her Jeep. But this is actually the first Jeep that I put a lift kit on. I was probably 15, maybe 16 years old when we did that. So it's been a long time since this thing's been lifted. But I thought about it as I was looking at it. In order to do it justice, I really want to pull it out and wash it and show y'all all the features of this thing, because it's really a nice Jeep. But as of right now, it needs some refreshing. I know I need to put a steering box on it because it is pouring fluid out all over the shop floor in here. So going to do some work to that so that my parents will be happy about it, be able to take it up to Georgia and do all their cruising and stuff on the mountain roads up there. So it's going to make its way into the shop eventually and do some. Don't need a whole lot of work actually. Just needs a little bit of tinkering, a little bit of TLC on it to make it back a fun ride. So give it that. When I pull it out of here and wash it, I'll do a full spread on it, which I'll show all the features, because this thing is it's a highly optioned Jeep. It's got all kind of nice features on it. So enough babbling about it. I got more stuff to show you. All right, y'all. So this is going to be a huge project whenever I get it in the shop, start working on it. And that's my dad's 66 fastback Mustang sitting right here. And it is in really bad shape. It's going to need a whole lot of work. And to show you right there in that gigantic box, we've affectionately called it a Mustang in a box. And Dad he's had this Mustang for several years, and he's started stripping it apart. But it came from somewhere up north in New York somewhere, and it has so much rust. Basically, from the emblems down is basically gone. You're going to have to replace almost the whole car from the emblems down on it. So that's going to be a huge undertaking. And in all those boxes is floor pans and front aprons and the frame horns and just tons and tons of metal work that's going to have to be done to this car. So, and I'm not even going to try to say what all the codes are and stuff on this car. It had a Hypo 289 in it, 4-speed, the fold down rear seat. So it's got a lot of stuff on it. And my dad's the Mustang guy. I'm a truck guy, and I don't know much about Mustangs because I don't fit in them. And if I don't fit in something, I don't really deem it necessary for me to know very much about it. So, but yeah, that's another thing we're going to work on. And this is something that I've really wanted to work on for a long time, is this nice little well, I'll say little. It's the size of a school bus, a 1972 Gran Torino that we bought. My dad bought it in 2005. We went to Mansfield or Mansdale, Ohio, and went and picked the car up, and it was running and driving. So we loaded it on the trailer up there, and it even has, as you can see on the back glass, "Who's your daddy?" So it had a skinny pennies on the front, some wide tires on the back, and extremely dark tinted windows, but had a 351 Cleveland in it, and it ran pretty good. Had air conditioning and all the kind of stuff like that. And my dad brought it home, saw that it had like one or two little rust holes in a couple places in the floorboards and stuff on it, and proceeded to take the car apart after driving it down the road once. So no, especially my mom, has not let him live that down. That he's tore his car apart, and it's been apart for many years. But you know, I've always told him that I want to take it from him and build it, and hopefully one day I can do that on the channel, because over here I have a dad found a 429 that come with a C6 on it. So I've always had dreams of making this car somewhat like a nice, a really nice street car, big block. I had the air conditioner working, and running with a 429 and a C6 automatic on it, and just make it a ground pounding big block Torino. And it's called the paint color is called Bahama Blue. I think it's just white with some blue metal flake in it, but apparently it's Bahama Blue. When you wash it and you squint and look past it and think about blue, apparently it's blue. That's what my dad says. So, but it's a nice car. It's got a few small rust issues in it. It's going to have to be fixed up, but well, we haven't looked at it in several years. But unfortunately, it's just still sitting here. So that's going to be a fun project whenever I get around to it. But I have something that's coming in the shop really soon, and it's on the other side of the old pole barn over here. And this pole barn has become a storage area since my parents retired, moved, and both of them are a bit of a pack rat. I say that like I don't have a whole bunch of crap in here myself. So most of my stuff is race car parts that came off of things that I forgot about. So, but yeah, there's this, see this. How many of y'all have actually seen a Unibody Ford pickup truck? This is a 1963 Ford pickup truck. I don't know if I can get over in there, but the 351 Cleveland that came out of that Torino had made its way eventually into this truck. So back in 2018, I think it was, Dad started tearing his truck apart to build it, and his intentions was, I just want to get it running. Well, it was running when he got it. It was running poorly and had a haphazardly installed 5.0 in it. 5.0 with a AOD in it. I don't know how in the world it was crooked when they put it in there. I don't know who in the world put that thing in there. So he started taking it apart. One thing led to another, and it looked like the LMC truck book threw up in the shop. So he has taken the entire interior on this truck apart, all the way down, sandblasted the interior, and he has all kind of nice gauges and just way a lot of work on his truck. The doors are stripped down, and he has all the seals and all the bushings and rollers and everything for the window regulators and stuff. It's dang near gonna be a full restoration by the time he's done with it. But he's been wanting me to work on it. He's been wanting to work on it, and I told him that I'd love to build it for him, and kind of trying to work on it, trying to bend his arm a little bit, because living in Georgia, they have a F100 show right there in Gatlinburg, Pigeon Forge, one of those towns. I can't remember which one it is, but every May they have the F100 Nationals. So he was talking about me. He said, "Oh, you can't get it running this year. I'd love to have it next year." So I think this fall, when I get slowed down on some other projects, I'll pull this thing here and see if I can make some noise and see if we can get it put together. I'd love to have there's some extra things I would love to have done to it before we take it to the F100 show. So we're still working on him, as it's May now, so we got a year before it needs to be at the show. So maybe I could twist his arm a little bit, make him let me do some of the nice stuff to it that I really want to do to the truck. So yeah, now I want to move to the last thing I want to show y'all, and it's kind of an emotional talk. So, and that's a truck that I still feel really bad about being apart. And most of my friends and family that's known me all my life have known about this truck. I do not want to step on a dang water moccasin or a rattlesnake over here. Ooh, there's a snake looky. But that's my old blue Chevrolet 4-wheel drive. And it's a 1981 Chevrolet 4-wheel drive that my mom and dad bought brand new in 1980. And as I got my first scars in this truck on my head. I jumped in on the seat, fell off, and it hit the CB. That's how long ago it was. I was a baby, bouncing around. My dad was doing something around the truck, fell down and hurt and cut my head open. So I got my first scar in the truck. I learned how to drive in the truck. You know, took a first girl out on a date in the truck. Parted it out, went to college, come back, went to marry my first wife, Allie, and we rebuilt the truck together. Spent a lot of time. She enjoyed helping work on the truck, got it together, and took her on the wedding day, drove the truck around to the wedding, took it to the wedding, did a burnout in town, leaving the wedding, and all kind of stuff like that. And after she got killed, I just couldn't touch the truck anymore. And sadly, I ended up, taking the truck apart and just letting it sit. And the 396 that was in it went in my C10, started that build, and then I broke the 12 bolt, so I pulled the 10 bolt that was in this truck out, put it in the C10, and it's just fell into disrepair. And I still ain't there, but I told myself if I ever do start putting that truck together, I have a game plan, and I know what I really want to do to the truck, and it's not gonna be cheap because it's gonna be a full restoration, and there's not gonna be a whole lot of logic behind it, but I'm gonna build the truck that I remember this truck being when I was a kid. And the nickname we called it was Bigfoot because Bigfoot, but if you know, Bigfoot was a Ford. Well, this truck always was a blue truck, big loud motor in it, had white rims back then, and 38-inch tall gumbo monster motors. And this is talking about the late 80s. Look on TV all the time. There's Bigfoot. There's a blue truck, loud engine, white rims, big tires. As a 5-year-old, I didn't know the difference really. So we always called it Bigfoot. But yeah, so it's gonna be back that kind of deal. I got plans to do it. I gotta get the wallet right, and gotta have the heart to put it back together. But one day I'm gonna put it together, and the rest of this stuff, the unibodies were gonna be first when I get time to put it together. So I can't wait. There's a lot of memories behind that truck there. That unibody's gonna be the first truck I get put in after I get some other projects done. And the rest of these gonna be crazy. But Dad has always had a kind of an eclectic taste on his vehicles. And I know every time somebody comes here, they're like, holy cow, I've never saw a Scrambler before. I've never saw a unibody Ford pickup before. And you have a Gran Torino in here? So it's gonna be fun when we get them put together. And now that the shop's back open and operational, and I'm able to do some work, and hopefully get some work coming in the shop, I'll be able to buy some speed parts and start putting other things together. So enough rambling. I know I've talked forever on this stuff, and I'm about to get back to work and actually clean the shop up so I can try to make some money. So y'all have a good one, and hopefully one of these days y'all get to see one of these projects in the shop. And if you do, you'll see it right here at AllieCat Customs.